Well, while most party leaders are hitting the campaign trail today, Mark Carney is taking some time away to focus on his duties as Prime Minister as the U.S. trade war escalates. CTV's Jeremie Charron joins us live with the latest. Jeremie, tariffs and the election are pretty much intertwined. How did the parties pivot yesterday to address the latest tariff announcement?
Yeah, Jamie, we've seen, most parties kind of pivot. The Conservatives, the NDP yesterday, both changing their messaging, trying to focus their messaging on elements of the trade war. The NDP shifted their entire schedule yesterday to be in Windsor, the epicenter of the auto sector here in Canada. And of course, the Liberals and Mark Carney really paused their campaign yesterday. Mark Carney focusing on his role as Prime Minister. He met with the Canada-U.S. his cabinet on Canada-U.S. relations. And we're seeing that kind of repeat itself here today. Mark Carney will be spending really most of today away from the campaign trail. We know that a White House source confirmed this morning that a call between Donald Trump and Mark Carney was happening this morning. Donald Trump has now taken to Truth Social, indicating that that call has happened. I'm going to read to you part of his post today referencing this call with Mark Carney. He says, "I just finished speaking with Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada. It was an extremely productive call. We agreed on many things and will be meeting immediately after Canada's upcoming election to work on elements of politics, business, and all other factors that will end up being great for both the United States of America and Canada." So it appears that meeting has now happened. We also know that Mark Carney will be meeting with premiers today. So he is really taking kind of a break from the campaign trail today to focus his efforts on handling the threat of these new tariffs and kind of planning ahead of that April 2nd date. We heard from Mark Carney yesterday that Canada will be retaliating. We don't know exactly what their retaliatory plan looks like, but he says Canada will be taking kind of a wait-and-see approach. In terms of the other leaders today, Pierre Poilievre, Conservative leader, is still in British Columbia. He's making an announcement on crime and how his Conservative government would be hard on crime, he says, specifically narrowing in on fentanyl and how he would impose mandatory life sentences for anyone caught for fentanyl trafficking. Of course, that kind of ties into some of Donald Trump's concerns at the border that are tied to tariffs. There are links there. And the NDP today making a housing announcement in the Greater Toronto area, trying to stop corporate businesses from becoming landlords. So we're seeing kind of the campaign resume when it comes to the Conservatives and the NDP with their policy announcements continuing. Mark Carney and the Liberals kind of pausing from the campaign so that Mark Carney can focus on his role as Prime Minister today.
We appreciate those updates. CTV's Jeremie Charron, thank you.